Good morning.
Good morning.
Cheers to you.
Cheers. Clink. We both have our area specific mugs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, tell me about your mug.
Well, mine is was given to me by my daughter, Virginia Tech. So I'm in Virginia, being the nature nerd that I am in Central Virginia. I should say bird nerd today. Are we talking about birds, and who the heck are you?
Who the heck are you? Yes, we are talking about birds, and I'm Laura, and I live in Michigan.
Woohoo!
And because there's no baseball, I of course have my Detroit Tigers coffee mug. But you're in Central Virginia. I'm in Central Michigan.
Yeah, show me that map.
Okay, it's gonna be like, okay, that's the back of my hand.
So the famous map.
We're about right here.
Okay.
This is Michigan. And my dry hands from too many hand washing experiences, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. So
moisturize.
Being that we're doing this because of our little pandemic, and we both love birds, and we're both naturalists.
Yeah.
We figured that we would talk to each other about one of our favorite topics. And it's crazy because they're really busy right now. They don't care about no pandemic.
No, they don't. In fact, they're probably like, what are all you people doing in your homes? Why don't you just, dump the food out and leave us alone?
And you know what? I think that my birds are definitely saying that, because I have grackles in my yard.
Yes. Tell me about the grackles.
Well, they're not year-round residents in Virginia. They come in the spring. And they came a little early this year, and we put some straw down to, try to get grass growing. Turned out to be bird nesting material. So.
I was just going to say, how nice of you.
And they're kind of bullies at the feeder. I mean, I know people love grackles. I do too. But if they could just leave a few seeds for the rest of the birds, that would be lovely.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Why don't some birds are just, do they really need all that seed? Can't they leave some for the rest? Or is that just like a human thing?
Oh wait, what do I hear behind you?
That was a blue jay.
Blue jay.
Talk about your bullies. I love them, but dang, I mean they have a lot to say and do, and just because they're gorgeous, chittering away. So yeah, we should just get this out front right now. As we're talking and we're hearing something special, I know being a naturalist, this. We will just straight up stop our sentences mid-sentence and be like, what was that? What was that? So I know you and I know that, but those of you, all of our fan watching, might not, might be like, what? So that's
who are these people? They can't even finish a sentence.
That's right. I proudly say we cannot.
But it is because we are so in tune
to
all of our senses when we're in our naturalist mode.
That's right. We're evolved.
Yeah, I don't know what we're evolving to.
Right. I'll leave the end of that sentence to be finished. ...
Yeah, so that pecking order, seriously. I don't know about you, but since I've been home, in the morning, I make sure I have my bird food in the feeder, and I don't leave bird food out all night because we have deer. Do you guys have deer? Missy?
There'll probably be some just cruising through, while we're filming.
Yeah.
Oh God, do we? Yeah, I tried to plant some saplings last year of various types, and my neighbor was just like, you'll learn, and he was right. So yeah, we have deer.
How much of a yard do you have then?
Well, we have like a modest backyard, but our front yard is long and skinny. So I'm in the backyard right now. And as you can see behind me, a lot of our trees haven't leafed out yet. It's just starting. So
but you got some like evergreens going on back there, and then
yeah, the deer like to eat those, and which is fine with me because they've kept it. You can't really see, but they've kept it like perfectly pruned the bottom level just by eating it. So for that, I'm glad. If they would just eat that and keep all my stuff pruned, I would not have a problem. But you know what? They were here before I was, so
what are you gonna do? Cheers on that one. But it looks like a great habitat for all kinds of birds because I see the tall trees.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. We have a red-tailed hawk that cruises way up. I think I've seen a Cooper's hawk kind of hanging around, but you must get more than the grackles. I mean, once they let other birds in.
Right, so that pecking order thing.
Yes.
Okay, so minus the grackles, they come through and they stick around. It seems like forever, and then all of a sudden I don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
But in the morning, if I'm up drinking my coffee early enough, like let's say 6:37, which is not easy to do during breeding season because, gosh, there's always at least one bird that decides to sit in the tree right by my bedroom, which is right by my ear. Come 1 in the morning or 4 in the morning, somebody's singing happily, and I'm like, please. Be quiet. You gotta close the window.
Yes, they're loud.
Noise. And then so it makes it hard to get up early. But I did today. So I'd go and look at see who I'd put my food out into the feeder and then see who's coming along. And usually the grackles are first. I have chickadees that come flying around, and then those guys. I got the titmice, and then. Songbirds, we've got some songbirds, holes in around, And
oh sure, that's what they do. A good day for it.
I'm telling you, and it's a beautiful day for it. And don't let me sing the neighborhood song. So the mourning doves are one of my favoriteest birds. They're just
they're pretty.
And they're sweet,
They are.
So I have to fake out the birds and the deer. I move the food around and stuff. So I actually put some food at my windowsill. And a minute ago, before we started talking, there were 2 mourning doves sitting there. Let me just quietly sneak over there. If they're there, I'll bring you closer to them. Hold on.
All right. Good luck. The suspense is terrific.
Dang, they're gone.
Life's so much easier.
It would. But I'll wait. So in the meantime, right now, again, maybe if I close the window, they know we're talking about.
Yeah, right. They let's see how long we can mess up this whole situation. Oh, hey, is it true? I have heard that about mourning doves that if the male is perched near the nesting site, instead of doing their full call, they'll just do a half one. So normally they do the woo, 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 woo. But if you listen, and if they only do the woo, woo, silence, that means they're near the nesting site.
Well, that would make certain sense. I've just learned from my favoriteest naturalist, Miss Laura Rogers.
She sounds like a dork.
I really would love for you to do your Laura Rogers neighborhood one day, but I digress. I'm trying to record the calls. So where I'm working is in central Virginia in the mountains. So we do have a lot of the migratory birds coming through. Yeah. Since the pandemic, I really can't communicate to our community. I keep wanting to say constituents, but that sounds...
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but not our peeps. So we can't really go out birding. And so I've been trying to record the birds in my yard or wherever I could possibly be socially distant. And by golly, it's like a symphony right now.
Yes, it is beautiful, isn't it?
Well, they've been doing a lot of calling, and I know that some of the birds have already, gone through their courtship, and they're sitting on the nests.
Right.
Some have already actually, our bluebirds are starting to, have their offspring. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you guys, and the timing wise in Michigan,
Do you
where
mean
are they?
phenology?
Oh yeah,
All right, let me try something.
what pheno phase is this?
Yeah, that's fiending all over your ology. Yeah, we're behind you guys by a little bit. And what's really interesting is that with different species, I've noticed it's like there's a huge difference and some not so much. Like our Bradford pears, those are just. I mean, we are like about like 6 weeks behind you guys on that. But other things we're kind of close. So speaking of the bluebirds, let me see if I can do this. Are you ready? Are you ready to experiment?
Yeah, let's experiment.
I'm gonna try to
First time
share.
out.
I'm gonna push buttons. Let's see now. So I need to. You know what? I don't think I can do this. Oh, because what I did yesterday was I stuck my camera inside of our bluebird box, and of course the mom, she was out of there at the time, but I could hear her in the background. She was not very happy.
Was that your way of trying to like webcam her or something?
Yeah, so I thought maybe from here I could I don't think I can do this. Anyway, I took a picture of her of her eggs. And it was funny because I just like stuck my camera in and pressed buttons. And lo and behold, I got a kind of blurry picture of 4 little bluebird eggs. So she's still sitting on the nest. And I think it's been that way for a couple weeks. So I don't think she's going to lay any more. So any day now, hopefully, I'll have little bubbalas.
Well, when we talk about birds, we always talk about a little bit on the tools that you would need in order to watch birds, because that is a great thing to do anytime. Which I've heard about some research that was going on. I think it was Harvard that said that people are hearing more nature now during the pandemic than they have.
Yes.
So maybe we're not going to be the only ones stopping in mid-sentence going, oh, I was going to go buy some clothes. What was that?
Yeah, right. Well,
what did you just hear? So, and as I said that, by golly, did a mourning dove fly by.
Of course.
So one of the things, and I don't really need this at my window because we're talking about, looking at birds from, the window, bird watching.
Right.
But yes, I have a mourning dove that just landed in my trumpet vine.
Ooh.
Which is funny. I think tomorrow, if we do this tomorrow or whenever we do this again, I might run around the yard and see if I can videotape some nests. I wonder if she put her nest there.
I wonder.
Well, you said that they don't do their complete call when they are calling from the nest. Like maybe that here it is, honey. This is your, this is your home, or this is our, love nest. And by golly, I'm looking at her. Maybe I do need binoculars. I'm wondering if she made a nest in the trumpet vine. Okay.
Ooh.
And I have had mourning doves literally nest right next to the bird feeder. Like I'm not walking far to the grocery store. Or I'm not going to fly.
I would do that. I mean, seriously, maybe they're smarter than we think.
Yeah, but they are not the best nest builders.
Yeah, they're kind of messy, but I guess it works for them. What are their nests like? I can't remember now.
It's kind of flat, and they use a lot of the smaller branches from a tree.
Yeah.
I had a nest in my cedar tree, which I absolutely love the cedar tree.
Yes.
All of the birds love that one. And it's kind of flat. It doesn't have a nice concave for her to kind of get her, tail feathers in there. And the winds here can sometimes blow it all apart. And
yes.
That to me is kind of a nerve-wracking thing once they've already gotten the babies and they're trying to take care of them, and then we get windy days. But yeah, I'll take pictures and see if I can find a nest.
Yes. Okay.
So another tool, I still like this book. I know a lot of people love the Sibley. Sibley's good.
Is that Peterson?
It's Peterson, Eastern Bird.
I'm a Peterson girl too. Yep.
And they've changed the scientific names, a lot of these
Yes,
birds.
they do.
DNA.
Yeah.
So maybe the scientific name's not the same, and hence the reason maybe we should just go ahead and stick with common names because those don't change.
I think
So
so.
I was going to look up the bluebird while you chat a little bit more about what other activities have you seen, even though it's cooler there, what else have you seen?
As we were speaking, and I keep looking over here, I just noticed in the past couple of days the chipping sparrows have been hanging around and just kind of nibbling. I threw some seeds out, but then, of course, the squirrels got to them. Literally, like 5 minutes after I tossed them out, they were like, yes. So there's like maybe 2 left of those. But yeah, like just...
Who's laughing?
Yes. So there, and I also hear a nuthatch out there. There he is. I think a white-breasted, although I get the red-breasted and the white-breasted. Their calls are different, but unless I hear them both together, I can't really distinguish which one they are.
Right.
And then I've been hearing, I don't know, some sort of strange call. What?
Oh. I'm right up to you, don't you?
I've been hearing the Cardinals, of course. The Cardinals, which, did you know that I'm British, suddenly? No, that actually, Cardinal, I guess Cardinal calls can be, regional. So the Cardinal calls you here in Michigan, by the way, like it's a giant, like, I'm giant! Anyway.
That's always a perception.
Yeah, so they've been calling a lot, and of course, the Michigan official state bird.
Oh, I thought it was the mosquito.
Good one. Yes, it is. I've been ousted. Yes, the mosquito versus the robin, the road to victory.
Oh,
yes.
Now do your robins take off in the wintertime?
That's a really controversial, excellent question. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So we had a really bad winter back in 2000. The polar vortex. It was the year I moved back, and it was brutal. I loved it.
What year was that?
But we had all these calls into the nature center that, oh my gosh, the robins did not migrate. They're going to drop dead. They're going to freeze and just crumble. They're still here all winter. They stayed around. So it's odd. Sometimes they leave, sometimes they don't. They love our yard because we have all kinds of worms. So to tell you the truth, I don't remember seeing any around this winter, but they could have been here like incognito. At any rate, whether they left or not, they're around now. So that's a sure sign of spring.
Yeah, and they are very vocal in the morning too.
Ooh, so they get up early and they stay up late.
Wait, what's the saying?
They remind me of you. They never stop working. You're like a robin.
No, they never stop eating. I mean, well, that is me.
So that's me. Girl, I had an entire bag of popcorn last night. Oh, and not the little bags, like the big snack, the big family size bags.
So people now know that naturalists we should be eating lower on the food chain.
Well, that was pretty low, but did I have to have the whole bag? Really?
I was thinking the early bird gets the worm.
I'm a vegetarian, so
No, the robin. Okay, see.
All right. It's all about me. Yes, that's true. The early bird, the mid bird, the late bird. I mean, they're up, man. They're after those worms and perseverant. It's good stuff.
But they're not part of that pecking order that I was kind of alluding to a minute ago with the bird feeder. So when I get up, I see, like I said, like the grackles will come in, and it depends on the year. So right now, we're talking, here's May, but it feels like April. They'll come in and then they'll take off, and then you'll start to see like the cardinals, the chickadees, the titmice. They all seem to get along in sharing the feeder, and then whatever falls to the ground. The mourning doves love that. Hold on.
Dove check. Oh, I hope so.
Somebody's been in there since we've been talking because the
They're
food
so
is switched.
stealthy. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because if I don't put food there, they'll land on the ledge and they'll look at me because it's at my sink, you know.
Right. That's
and
pretty
they're
cool.
like, Kathie, no food.
What's up?
When are you
The
gonna put
service here is terrible.
the food service.
Right. So do you have a like a window feeder there by, I mean, is it one of those little suction cup feeders, or do you just kind of?
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Usually I put it out like at wintertime so that I have 3 stations so that they can have more room to get food. And I really feed them more consistently in the wintertime because that's how they keep warm. By eating, they keep their body metabolism going. Right now, because they're, it's breeding season, I still want to feed them. And again, I got the grackles to compete with. So I'm going to poke this out the window here. Hopefully you can see.
Very nice. Oh, yeah.
There's it's just a cheesy feeder that I put together.
I might, if I'm feeling really energetic, I might shuffle us into my front yard where our feeders are. But you, having glanced at that, I had to ask you, what's your sitch with hummingbirds? Are they back? They're probably back for you guys, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they came back, and I wrote this down on my calendar. So my way of keeping up with, the phenophases, as they say.
Nice.
Yeah, so ideal if you journal everything, you get a trend year after year after year. And so I'm not that good at that. I actually have the calendar here. And so I just
There's a dude behind you. There's a guy behind you.
Today, who actually made that.
Hi, David.
He's my other bird nerd now.
I just don't know what they are.
Tell him to put some pants on.
Oh, that much?
Those are shorts.
If we have to wear pants, then he does too.
Wait a minute. Oh, Hummers came. So Hummer, by the way, if you're a birder, you have all these cute little names, right?
Right.
So the first day, actually on Earth Day. They came by to see us on Earth Day.
How cool is that? And I have heard with hummingbirds that it's literally like, can I have one?
Yeah.
Can you give me one? Thanks. That they'll show up like literally on the same day every year ish, like within the day, which is just amazing. I wish I was that punctual with everything, but here's usually mid-May, and there's like a flurry of activity throughout the neighborhood, like everybody's on alert. And
right.
Once the first hummers show up, everybody just emails each other and like, put out your feeders. So we're all waiting with bated breath.
Right. Well, and that's where technology, I would say, comes in handy. I mean, honestly, you talk to every birder has their way, and it's like their, I want to say Bible, but that's not the right word.
Manifesto.
They believe it. Their way is the only way.
Right.
And so I just take everything with a grain of salt, being the naturalist that I am, and that.
I'm sorry.
I try to encourage people to bird, so I'm not going to argue with people about how they do it, other than the fact that there's certain things you shouldn't do. Like right now, you shouldn't harass birds while you're out there birding, while they're going through their courtship behavior, their mating behavior, because they can get stressed out. So one thing that is not recommended is called fishing, and I don't mean I mean as in going fishing, but PHISHING. And that's when you basically go psh, 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 and at a bush. Now I'm telling people how you shouldn't do it, but but you do that, like, if you can't get the identification of the bird, making that noise is a kind of a distress call, or a call that makes them distressed. So they come out, and then you identify them. So
Right.
it's one thing that, we usually try to tell people not to do when they're birding this time of year. But other than, like I said, everybody has their own way of, birding or whatever, but there's certain people that have been birding for years. And in fact, there's one guy that's a naturalist down in Mount Rogers area, which is the tallest mountain in Virginia. That he's old time birder, and he calls it bare naked bird.
Bare naked bird. Well, that's a whole different thing.
You mean you're naked bird? And
I couldn't do that today. It's a little chilly, but yeah.
He means only by ear.
Oh, ooh, that's pretty hardcore, man.
I'm telling you. So there's no technology, and he's good at it. So
all you need is an ear.
But having technology in some cases is good. I like my phone now for taking pictures more than anything. And then there's apps. And the one app I was thinking of is the Journey North, which is it's an institution, I think, out of, it's not Wisconsin, it's one of the universities, by golly. Here I go, having an attention deficit again. I can't remember. But if you go to journeynorth.org, they'll send you an email saying hummingbird migration news. And then on it, it'll let you know where they are in the U.S. and you can prepare your feeder based on the time frame that they have. So it's a little in science, but there it is for technology.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I get Journey North emails, and I checked just before you and I met this morning, and they just sent out a little update saying that the next couple of days, the weather's going to be nice for migration. So relatively smooth sailing. Well, I thought really, because we have like freeze warnings going on, but they're exercising. As long as they're moving, they're going to stay nice and warm. But apparently the migration routes, no major backups weather-wise. So that's good to know over the next couple of days.
That's great, because I'm still waiting on a few birds myself. People have said they've seen the rose-breasted grosbeak at their feeders. And
that's a pretty one.
That's a high elevation bird. You mentioned that cardinals, cardinals, they have a colloquial sound. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah, good word. Fancy pants. Fancy pants, McKnowledge face. Look at you with your glasses and professorial look.
I'm trying to find, I can do this in 10 seconds or less, a quick picture. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, they're so gorgeous. Look at that. By the way, as you were looking that up, I'm hearing I think it's a red-bellied woodpecker in the background.
Yeah, they usually come too at the feeder. So they're like one of the, later in the day then. And then again, I see them not so much in the springtime, but like as it's getting cooler in the fall and winter, they seem to hit my my feeder then. And I'll make a note for tomorrow. I got a video, again, trying to name that bird for people. I'm doing bird calls. I got a video of these dang red-bellied drumming on my gutters this year. They were drumming all over the neighborhood.
Oh man, those crazy kids with their instruments and rock and roll music.
So maybe we should wrap up, since we were trying to keep this. I know 15. We can talk about birds all day, but they're starting to slow down, or they might be not happy that we're harassing them while they're. Well, I'm not harassing them, but we're sitting in their way, and they're like, Well,
you know what? If they want free seeds, they're gonna have to tolerate us, for a few minutes in their busy repertoire. I just wanted to end on one note, though, that you were talking about. I do notice that at the feeder, if you're observing your feeder, to take note of the times that your local birds come by, because usually it's around the same time every day.
Yeah.
Quick little story, and I'll make it super quick. I remember when my mom and I used to do backyard birding, we would sit with our coffee and watch the birds coming. And then one day, we were like, at the same time, we're sitting down with our coffee and we were like, where are the birds? What's going on? Well, it was daylight savings time the night before. So our clock had changed, but the birds were like, I don't care about your clocks. I'm going to still come around at the same time, bird time. So it's quite interesting that they literally have much like us, a schedule to keep.
Right. Well, and that's maybe something we'll do while we're doing our, morning Java and discussing little bits of, interesting tidbits of nature this time of year.
Yeah.
What about that Bluebird story that you were telling?
Well, this would be a lot more engaging if I could figure out how to share pictures, but
okay, then we can do that tomorrow.
Yeah. So we moved into this house it'll be 2 years. It's a little over 2 years ago. And our neighbors are amazing. They're nature nerds and they're really good photographers. So wow, like a double whammy. Mm-hmm. And they had a Bluebird box up. And so I put up my Bluebird box and I got bluebirds like right away. And so my neighbor was like, oh, I see you got bluebirds. And I didn't. So I felt kind of guilty, but it all ended up working out because she got chickadees that year. And then the following year, well, actually, no, it was that year after my first brood, they didn't come back, but she got the second brood. She actually got bluebirds. So she got chickadees and bluebirds. And now we've become great friends. And as a matter of fact, I have some really cool pictures that her husband took that I can't show you because I am a techno peasant and I have no idea what I'm doing. And all I do is press buttons. Well, but one of these days, I'll get those pictures up.
We'll figure this out.
Yes, we will. It's a work in progress.
Well, I tell you, baby, as a naturalist, you've always been fun when we were working together, but it's even more fun.
Back at ya.
Virtually.
Yeah, this is pretty fun.
All right. Well, I will peck at you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.